Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you people can hear me. Am I audible? Can you hear me? All right. Let's other join and then we'll start the class. Today we need to start with a new chapter, Plant Kingdom. Last class we have completed biological classification. So today we'll start with Plant Kingdom. So after completed biological classification in which we have covered 3 kingdoms, ठीक है? Biological classification में हम लोगों ने 3 kingdoms cover किए. One is your kingdom Monera, which includes bacteria. Next was your kingdom Protista, which includes your eukaryotes, unicellular eukaryotes, and then the kingdom Fungi, which include your like all the fungus means multicellular eukaryotes. Okay, so fungi was done in this chapter, and in that chapter we have already done viruses, viroids, prions, lichens. Okay, ये सब कर लिया था. So we are done with biological classification. If you have any doubts in biological classification, then you let me know. And is it clear? Biological classification clear था. Biological classification में तो कोई doubt नहीं है. Do we have any doubts in biological classification? Please write in the chat box. Tell me whether it is clear or not. Whether the chapter is clear or not, please write in the chat box. Please write in the chat box whether the chapter is clear or not. Are we all clear with biological classification? Clear, okay? So, no ma'am, no doubt. Okay, thank you. Okay, so then we will start with plant kingdom. So we will start a new chapter today, plant kingdom. Starting with plant kingdom, देखो. In plant kingdom also you will study different classes. ठीक है? Plant kingdom के अंदर we will study different classes. So we have total 5 classes. One is your algae. ठीक है? इसके अंदर हमें different classes cover करना है. You have algae, which is the first and the most basic class, and then you have bryophytes. Algae, bryophytes. You have pteridophytes. ठीक है? Bryophytes है, pteridophytes है. We have gymnosperms. We have gymnosperms and we have angiosperms. ठीक है? So all of these are there in your plant kingdom. Plant kingdom में हमें ये 5 ग्रुप पढ़ने हैं. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm. But in this chapter, your angiosperm is not there. We'll not cover angiosperm. This we will cover in class 12. ठीक है? Angiosperm class 12th में करेंगे. We need to proceed with these 4 groups. ये 4 groups हमको करने हैं. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, and gymnosperms here. All right. So these are the groups that we will cover. But अभी to start with, सबसे पहले to begin with the chapter, ठीक है? To begin with the chapter, we will study the system of classification. ठीक है? In the starting of chapter, they have given you some system of classification that how we have classified them into particular groups. ठीक है? कि हमने plant kingdom में basically in the plant kingdom how you have done classification like in biological classification. When we started biological classification, जब हमने biological classification start किया था, उसके अंदर in the starting of the chapter we have seen some like basis of classification, है ना, हमने अलग अलग basis देखे. Some are on the base of uses, some are on the base of morphological characters. So there also we have different criteria for kingdom, 5 kingdom, 2 kingdom, right? So here in plant kingdom also these groups that we have got, ठीक है, मैंने अभी आपको plant kingdoms के group बताए थे. The groups that we have in plant kingdom, in them also the classification has been done, ठीक है, उसमें भी classification हुआ. We need to understand how the process of this classification has started, ठीक है, हमें क्या देखना है, that how the process of classification has started. Okay, so this is called system of classification. In plant kingdom we have some system of classification. Now we'll study one by one what all those systems are. The first one is artificial system of classification. Okay, the first system is called artificial system of classification. Artificial system of classification. Okay, the first that we need to study is artificial system of classification. Now, what is there in artificial? Very less schools have joined today. What is the reason? Are you people having your exams? आप लोग के एग्जाम्स चल रहे हैं क्या? Why so less strength have joined today? Are you people having your exams in school? No? So moving with artificial system of classification, what do we have? See, here also we have tried classifying plants on various types. ठीक है, हमने classification start किया plants का. We have started classifying the plants on different bases, right? So first is the artificial system of classification. First of all, it is given by, there are two scientists. These are by Aristotle. Aristotle has given this system. Okay, he has said something about this. Linnaeus has also given his classification. Okay, so there are so many scientists who have given their classification. बहुत सारे scientists ने try किया to give the classification, and their classification comes under artificial system of classification. It is the group of classification. ठीक है, हम इसको system क्यों बोल रहे हैं? Because so many scientists have given their own classification. बहुत सारे scientists ने अपना खुद का classification दिया. Now we have joined them together into particular systems. Okay, we have joined these scientists together into a particular system. So first you have artificial system of classification. Now why it is artificial? First of all, it is based on few morphological characters. Okay, this system is based on few morphological characters. This is based on few morphological characters. What do we mean by morphological characters? ठीक है, what do we mean by morphological characters? Morphological characters क्या है? Write in the chat box. What do you mean by morphological characters? I want your answer in the chat box. What do we mean by morphological characters? Morphological characters क्या है? What is morphological characters? Everybody, what do we mean by morphological characters? बताओ. What do we mean by morphological characters? Morphological characters क्या है? Write in the chat box. You need to respond. You are very less today, but I want your responses. Okay, we are about 9 schools, right? I want your responses in the chat box. External structure, very good. EMRS, don't be bioload. Very good. External structures of organisms. Okay, so morphological structure क्या होता है? The external structures, the observable structures, right? The structures that you can observe, जो आप बाहर से observe कर सकते हो, you can observe from the outside. So it is based on external structure. External structure means it could be the shape of flower, shape of plant, it could be color, it could be their size, right? So these are the morphological structures. Okay, so here we are classifying the plants. Here we used to classify the plants on basis of morphological characters. Okay, we just see their morphological characters and we group them into a category. But what is the problem? इफ यू आर ओनली सीइंग द मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर्स, ठीक है, अगर आप सिर्फ मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर्स देखते हो, देन देयर आर चांसेस दैट यू विल ग्रुप द अनरिलेटेड ऑर्गेनिजम्स टुगेदर, ठीक है, देयर आर चांसेस दैट यू विल ग्रुप अनरिलेटेड ऑर्गेनिजम्स टुगेदर, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा था, मैनी अनरिलेटेड, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम दैट वी फेस्ड, मैनी अनरिलेटेड species or organism, many unrelated species are grouped in same category, ठीक है। So because of this what happens, because see we are only seeing the morphological characters, आप सिर्फ morphological characters देख रहे हो, then what could happen, by just seeing the morphological characters you can put unrelated organisms into one category because you are not seeing the internal structure, आप internal structure नहीं देख रहे हो, आपने सिर्फ बाहर से देखा, you think they look same and you place them into same category, but हो सकता है, might be possible that these two species are not same, they are just looking same from outside, ठीक है, they are just looking same from outside but they are not at all same from inside, ठीक है। So due to this reason, because unrelated species are grouped together, ठीक है, many unrelated species are grouped together, so what happened, due to this reason our groups looks artificial, ठीक है, that is why the groups look artificial, ग्रुप्स आर्टिफिशियल लगते हैं and hence the name is artificial system of classification, that is why we call it artificial system of classification, because here groups looks artificial, why they look artificial, because we have placed some unrelated organism into one group, हमने unrelated organism को एक ग्रुप में डाल दिया जो एक जैसे नहीं थे, बस दिखने में सेम लगते थे, मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर सेम थे, so we have placed them into same group, हमने उनको सेम ग्रुप में डाल दिया, so that is why our जो ग्रुप्स हमने बनाए हैं, the groups that we have made, they do not look natural to us, they look artificial to us, so that is why it is called artificial system of classification. Here we have one example, for example Linnaeus, ठीक है, Linnaeus was the scientist, he had classified your angiosperms, ठीक है, he had classified the angiosperm on basis of, ठीक है, on basis of their androecium structure, ठीक है, on the basis of their androecium structure. What is androecium? Basically androecium is male reproductive part, so what he has done, he has just seen the male reproductive part, androecium, ठीक है, Linnaeus has just seen the male reproductive part and on the basis of that he had made the classification, उन्होंने classification कर दिया था, so this is one of the example in this group, ठीक है, that is how you do classification. Now what are the drawbacks of this classification, what are the negative points of this classification, you tell me, what do you think are the drawbacks of this classification, इस classification के negative points क्या हो सकते हैं, what could be their drawbacks, anybody, what do you think is the drawback of this group, what are the drawbacks of this classification, what do you think are the drawbacks of this classification, anybody, what do we think can be the drawbacks of this classification, इस classification के drawbacks क्या होंगे, negative points क्या होंगे, what are the negative points, what are the drawbacks of this classification, everybody, what are the drawbacks, एक ड्रॉप, the one drawback I have already explained you, एक drawback तो मैंने आपको समझा ही दिया है, what do you think would be the other drawbacks of this classification, और क्या drawbacks हो सकते हैं, what could be the other drawbacks of this classification, see we are just seeing the morphological characters, हम सिर्फ morphological characters देख रहे हैं, so it is possible that related organisms, ठीक है, some related organism are placed in different groups, because we are only seeing the morphological characters, we are not seeing internal structure, हम internal structure नहीं देख रहे, so it can be possible that similar type of organism which are similar in their internal structure, we have placed them into different groups, हम उनको different groups में place कर दें, right, this could be their drawback. What is the drawback, similar plants can be placed, similar plants can be placed in different groups, it could be possible that similar type of plants could be placed in different groups. ठीक है, this could be one drawback. The second drawback, which is very important, here we are giving structure of androecium of many species may match with. Yes, right. ठीक है, so basically you are telling me the drawback of this. This is one of the example. I am just asking the drawback of this complete system. You are very right. ठीक है, we must like when we are observing the external structure, they might look similar to us. ठीक है, they might look similar to us, but it can be possible that from internally they are not same, right? Anything could be possible. So just seeing the morphological characters, ठीक है, just looking at the morphological characters, you cannot make the basis of classification. ठीक है, you cannot make the basis of classification. So one drawback is there. Second drawback is here vegetative characters and reproductive characters are given equal weightage, are given equal importance. देखो पहले तो we need to understand what are vegetative characters and what are reproductive characters. If I talk about a plant, ठीक है, if you talk about a plant, in plant there are two types of organ. ठीक है, in a plant there is two type of organ. One is called vegetative parts. One is called vegetative parts. Other is called reproductive parts. ठीक है, in plants there are two types of parts, vegetative part and reproductive part. ठीक है, एक vegetative part होगा, एक reproductive part होगा. Vegetative part which is not involved in reproduction. ठीक है, what is vegetative part which is not involved in reproduction? Not involved in reproduction. This is not involved in reproduction. Vegetative part which is not involved in reproduction. Reproductive part means involved in reproduction. Reproductive part means involved in reproduction. It is involved in reproduction. So in plant we have two types of parts. Okay, each and every plant has two type of parts. One is vegetative parts. For example, give me the example of vegetative parts. What are the vegetative parts of a plant? What are the examples of vegetative parts of a plant? बताओ, what are the vegetative parts of a plant? Examples. Vegetative parts of a plant. क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? In plants you have root, stem, leaf. We have female reproductive part. We have male reproductive part. What are the vegetative parts in plant? ठीक है, all those parts which are not used in sexual reproduction. जो sexual reproduction में नहीं use होते, they are all vegetative parts. For example, you have stem, you have root, leaf, right? This is vegetative part because they are not used in reproduction. Reproductive parts which are used in reproduction, that means they are flowers. ठीक है, flowers are the reproductive part. In plants, flowers are the reproductive parts that help in sexual reproduction. Plants के अंदर flowers are the part that will help in sexual reproduction. So flowers will come in reproductive part, stem, leaves and roots will come in vegetative parts. So what is happening? If you are just seeing the external structure, आप सिर्फ बाहर से observable structure देख रहे हो, then you give equal weightage to reproductive part and equal weightage to vegetative part. ठीक है, यहाँ पे see, to study the reproductive parts, if you want to study the reproductive parts, you need to see the internal structure. ठीक है, अगर आपको reproductive part को study करना है, you need to see the internal structure. Am I being clear with this? कि आपको ये system समझ आ रहा है? What actually is artificial system? What actually is natural system of artificial system of classification? ये समझ आ रहा है? Are we being clear here? यहाँ तक समझ आ रहा है आप लोगों को? ये समझ आया what is vegetative and what is reproductive part? Are we clear with this? What is vegetative part and what is reproductive part? बताओ, यहाँ तक समझ आ रहा है? Are we clear till here? Everybody write in the chat box. Are we clear? Understood? Yes, you are getting the point, right? So here what happens? These are two types of plant, ठीक है? But here we are just seeing the external structure, है ना? In artificial system, we are just seeing the external structure. So we are giving equal weightage to reproductive part and equal weightage to vegetative part. ठीक है? Because आप सिर्फ बाहर से देख रहे हो, you are just seeing externally, so you are giving equal weightage to both. But this is not right. ठीक है? Reproductive parts are very important for the study. whereas vegetative parts, they are different categories. You cannot give equal weightage to both of them, है ना? आप दोनों को equal weightage नहीं दे सकते हो, right? So another drawback is equal weightage given to vegetative, equal weightage given to vegetative and sexual characters. Vegetative and sexual characters. Right? You are giving equal weightage to vegetative and sexual characters, whereas it is not possible. Okay? Whereas what happens? Vegetative characters, they keep on changing with changing environment, right? Vegetative characters, type of stem, type of root, type of leaf, they keep on changing with the changing environment. वो environment के साथ change होते हैं. But sexual characters, they do not change easily, right? They do not change easily. So for the classification purpose, ठीक है? Classification purpose के लिए we should give more weightage, we should give more importance to sexual characters, right? For the purpose of classification, you should give more weightage, more importance to sexual characters because they do not change easily, right? They do not change easily. Whether vegetative characters, they change easily with the changing temperature, changing environment, okay? So these are the drawback of artificial system of classification, and this is what we mean by artificial system of classification, okay? So here we are done with this system of classification. ये सबको clear हुआ? Have we understood artificial system of classification, which is based on only morphological characters? Are we clear with artificial system of classification? Write in the chat box. Artificial system clear हुआ? इसमें किसी को कोई doubt है? Do we have any doubt in artificial system? बोलो, do we have any doubts in artificial system of classification? नहीं. Others, I want answer from everybody. Artificial system is clear. Do we have any doubt in artificial system? Have you people noted it down? Artificial system लिख लिया है? Next, now move to the next. I hope you people have noted it down. नहीं किया तो let me know. I hope you people have noted it down. If not, then let me know. Second is natural system of classification. Second is natural system of classification. Please repeat the concept. All right. Coming back, I'm repeating it once again. See what happens. The first system of classification is artificial system of classification. What happens here is we want to classify the plants. We want to divide the plants into different groups, right? So how we are dividing the plants into different groups? If we talk about this system, we are dividing them on the basis of morphological characters. You see the morphological characters of different plants, okay? And you divide them into different groups, right? Just seeing the morphological characters. So what happened due to this? Because you are just seeing the external structures and not the internal structures, okay? So sometimes what happens? Many unrelated organisms, okay? Many unrelated plants, you group them into one category, okay? Because you are just seeing the morphological characters. It is possible that their morphological characters look same, but their internal structure are different, right? Morphological same दिख रहा है, but it is possible that their internal structure is not same. So what happens in this system? You place unrelated plants, unrelated species into one group, ठीक है? अब एक group में unrelated plants को place कर देते हो, right? So this is the problem. Because now your one group contain unrelated organism, ठीक है? Your one group contain unrelated organism, so that group looks artificial, ठीक है? So that is why our system, our classification or groups looks artificial because they contain unrelated organism, right? So that is why it is called artificial system of classification, ठीक है? इसलिए हम क्या बोलते हैं? Artificial system of classification. It is given by, there are two scientists that we used to study in this group. Linnaeus is there, Aristotle is there, ठीक है? I have given one example of Linnaeus classification. Linnaeus has done a classification on angiosperms. This is a class of plant. Angiosperm में किया था, ठीक है? He has done in angiosperms. And what happens in angiosperm? he has divided the plants on basis of their androecium structure. Androecium is the male reproductive part. So he has just seen the male reproductive part, just seen its morphology and divided them into different categories in angiosperm. So ये एक example है. This is one example in artificial system of classification, right? And then we have two drawbacks. First is similar plants can be placed in different groups because we are only seeing the morphological characters. So it is possible that similar type of plants you are placing them into different groups because they do not look similar in their external structure. हो सकता है कि वो externally similar नहीं दिख रहे, so you place them in different groups, but they could have similar internal structure. हो सकता है उनका internal structure same होगा, ठीक है. Second drawback is you are giving equal weightage to reproductive parts and vegetative parts because आप बाहर से ही देख रहे हो, you are just seeing the external structure, so you give equal weightage to both of them. But in reality, what is there? Sexual characters are more relevant. Okay, you can depend on them more. Why? Because they do not change with the environment. Okay, sexual characters, these are internal characters. They do not change with the environment. But vegetative character, they keep on changing with the environment. So this is artificial system of classification. What is the basis? What are their drawbacks? ठीक है, this is it. बताओ, अब कोई doubt है? आप पूछो इसमें क्या doubt है? Tell me what doubt you have and I explain again. बताओ समझ आया और shall I repeat it again? No doubt. Okay. So this is artificial system of classification. Moving forward with natural system of classification. Next that we have is natural system of classification. See here what happens. We have made some changes, right? We have seen that there is some problem in artificial system that we are only seeing external characters. So we had a problem with that, right? But now we need to include internal structure also. So here you will see external structures. आप external structure देखोगे. With that you will also see the internal structure, right? So natural system of classification, here both external and internal features are included. Here you see external as well as internal features, right? Both are included. So what do we like? What do we study? The internal structures. In internal structure, you have 4 things to study. You study about their anatomy, the internal structures, their anatomy, okay, their biochemistry, means the molecule that is present inside them. We study about their biochemistry, their molecules. We study about their embryology. We study their embryos, ठीक है, उनके embryo की study करते हैं. And we study their ultrasounds, ठीक है. We take their image through ultrasound. We see their internal images. So everything we used to study. Here we are not focused on only external characters. यहाँ पे हम सिर्फ external characters नहीं पढ़ रहे. We are also taking care of internal characters, embryology, biochemistry, anatomy, and their ultrasound. ठीक है, all of this we are considering. ठीक है. So here what happens now? Because you are seeing external structures as well as internal structures. आप दोनों तरह के structure देख रहे हो, right? So you will, like, there are high chances that you will place related organism into one group. ठीक है? Each group will contain related organism. Why? Because we have seen their external structure. हमने उनका external structure भी देखा है. हमने उनका internal structure भी देखा है. ठीक है? We have seen them as a whole. Their anatomy, their morphology. So it is like there are more chances, there is more probability that you will place related organism into one group. ठीक है, आप एक ग्रुप में related organisms को place करोगे. ठीक है, so here what happens? Related organisms are placed. Related organism are placed in groups. ठीक है, so here related organisms are placed in groups. So here groups looks natural. In artificial system, your groups looks artificial. वहां पे group कैसे लगता था? Artificial लगता था, ठीक है? But here the groups look natural, ठीक है? Here groups look natural. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ग्रुप कैसा लगता है? नेचुरल लगता है, बिकॉज दे कंटेन सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म. ईच ग्रुप कंटेन सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म. ठीक है, हियर यू हैव एग्जांपल ऑफ वन साइंटिस्ट. द साइंटिस्ट इज Bentham and Hooker. Scientist is Bentham and Hooker. So this is natural system of classification. I hope this natural system of classification is clear to everybody. देखो इसको. Tell me if you have any doubt in natural system of classification. ये clear है? इसमें कोई doubt है? बताओ, do we have any doubts in this? No. Have you people noted it down? इसको note down कर लिया natural system को? Have you noted it down till here? यहाँ तक note down कर लिया है? Noted everybody. किसी कोई doubt तो नहीं है? Do we have any doubts in this? इसमें किसी कोई doubt तो नहीं है? Okay, moving forward. So first was artificial system of classification. Second was natural system of classification. We have third system also. Okay, we have third system, which is phylogenetic system of classification. Phylogenetic system of classification. Phylogenetic system, can you please repeat once more? Miss the last part. Okay. This one, shall I repeat this? Natural system of classification? The complete natural system or what? Shall I repeat the complete natural system or what? Deepika. Which part shall I explain? The complete natural system? Related. Okay. See what happens? Because we are seeing both external features and internal features, right? हम external features भी देख रहे हैं, internal features भी देख रहे हैं. So what happens? Now if you are placing the species into each group, ठीक है? Now if you are classifying the organism into group, so there is high chances, there is high probability that you will place similar type of organism into a particular group. पहले क्या हो रहा था? We are placing unrelated organism together. हम unrelated organisms को एक साथ place कर रहे थे. But here only related organism will be placed into a group. Why? Because you are seeing external as well as internal feature. आप external features भी देख रहे हो, internal feature भी देख रहे हो. So you will place related organism into a particular group. So your groups looks natural. तो group कैसा दिखता है? Natural लगेगा. बताओ, समझ आया? Tell me, is it clear? समझ आया ये? समझ आया? आर बी क्लियर? ठीक है, चलो. सो मूविंग फॉरवर्ड विद फाइलोजेनेटिक सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. ओके, फाइलोजेनेटिक सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. हियर वी कंसीडर, here you consider evolutionary relationship. Here we consider evolutionary relationship. ठीक है, here you consider evolutionary relationship. So here we also consider their evolutionary relationship, that how they are related to each other. ठीक है, so here when we do classification, जब हम classification करते हैं, we also see their evolutionary relationship, that in evolution how these organisms are related to each other. ठीक है, how in evolution organisms are related to each other. For example, you have one species A. ठीक है, you have one species A. After evolution, they have given you two type of species, ठीक है, evolution हुआ, there is evolution and you got two type of species B and C. After evolution it gave you D, E, ठीक है, ऐसे इसका evolution हुआ, आपको F मिला, ठीक है. So what you will do, while suppose you are classifying them into a group F, D, E, ठीक है, suppose you are classifying them into a group, आप इनको classify कर रहे हो, you will see their ancestors, ठीक है, you will also see about their ancestor. So this is what we know about evolutionary relationship. Evolutionary relationship means we will see that how they are related to each other, right? We will also study that how they are related to each other, whether they have a common ancestor, क्या उनका कोई कॉमन एंसेस्टर है, yes or no. According to that, on the basis of that, you used to classify them. So here we are also considering their evolutionary relationship. And what do we believe? We believe organisms belonging to same taxa, ठीक है, any organism that belongs to same taxa and have common ancestor, right, and have common ancestor, ठीक है, that should have a common ancestor. You tell me, what is the common ancestor of D and E? What is the common ancestor of D and E? Do we have any common ancestor of D and E? Do we have any common ancestor of D and E? What is the common ancestor of D and E? C. Very good. ठीक है. So जैसे D and E, they have a common ancestor C, right? They have a common ancestor C. That means they can be same species, है ना? They can be related to each other. ठीक है. That means they can be related to each other, right? So do we have any common ancestor of F and D? Do we have any common ancestor of F and D? Do we have any common ancestor of F and D? क्या F और D का कोई common ancestor है? Do we have any common ancestor of F and D? Everybody. A. ठीक है, ठीक है. So what we do, we see their evolutionary relationship, ठीक है. We see their evolutionary relationship and then place them into a particular group. Okay, so we believe that organism that belong to same taxa, ठीक है, that they belong to same position and they have a common ancestor, ठीक है, they have common ancestor, they are placed in same group. You will place them in same group, placed in same group. So here you are also, see, of course we will see their external structure, of course we will see their internal structure. Along with that, along with external internal structure, you are also seeing their evolutionary relationship. आप उनका evolutionary relationship भी देख रहे हो, right? So if they belong to same taxa, if they have a common ancestor, they will place in same group. आप उनको same group में रखोगे. This is phylogenetic system of classification. बताओ ये समझ आया? Are we clear with phylogenetic system of classification? Have we understood what are we considering here? क्या ये समझ आया सबको? Are we clear with phylogenetic system of classification, everybody? Yes or no? Phylogenetic, everybody, others, are we clear with phylogenetic system of classification? Tell me yes or no, everybody. I want answer from everybody, not one or two students. सभी बताओ, ये clear हुआ? Are we clear with these three systems, natural, artificial and phylogenetic? Yes. Okay. Now for phylogenetic study, ठीक है? For phylogenetic study means if you want to study their evolutionary history, ठीक है? If you want to study their evolutionary history, for this fossils are important, ठीक है? For this study, fossils are important. For this study, fossils are important. What do we know by fossils? Fossils क्या होते हैं? These are preserved remains of animals and plants, है ना? Sorry, the animals and plants which have died in the past, ठीक है, जो past में die हो चुके हैं, we get there buried inside the rocks, ठीक है, they get buried inside the rocks and their like their marks ठीक है, और देयर स्केलेटन, इफ दीज आर एनिमल्स वी कुड फाइंड देयर स्केलेटन्स इन द रॉक्स, इफ इट इज अ प्लांट यू कैन फाइंड देयर मार्किंग्स, ठीक है, you can find their markings on the rocks. These are called fossils. So we use these fossils to study the evolutionary relationship, right? Evolutionary relationship के लिए you study their fossils. आप उनके fossils की study करते हो because it might be possible that their ancestors are not present today. हो सकता है कि ancestors are not present today. How can we study? So we study from their fossils. हम उनके fossils से पढ़ते हैं, ठीक है? So fossils are important, but if fossils are absent, ठीक है, if fossils are absent means fossils are not present, then we have three other branches. Then we have three other branches. See, this we are studying under phylogenetic system of classification, ठीक है, under phylogenetic system of classification. See, you want to study evolution, for this you require fossils, ठीक है, आपको evolution पढ़ना है, you require fossils, but if fossils are not present, ठीक है, अगर fossils नहीं होंगे, so we look for other three branches. If fossils are not present, so you look about other three branches. So now I am explaining the other three branches for phylogenetic system of classification, ठीक है, हम तीन branches पढ़ेंगे for phylogenetic system of classification. The first branch is numerical taxonomy, ठीक है, the first branch is numerical taxonomy. Here the first branch is numerical taxonomy. Numerical taxonomy, which is also called phonetics. Numerical taxonomy, which is also called phonetics, ठीक है. So this is we are studying under phylogenetic system of classification, ठीक है. ये हम repeat what is fossil. देखो fossil क्या होता है? When a plant or animals are dead, ठीक है, if you go in past 100 years ago, million years ago, right? When any animal or plant is dead, what happened? They go and they buried inside the soil. कोई animal या कोई plant मर जाता है, so they get buried inside the soil. Over years and years, it got deposited by another layer of soil, है ना? This is suppose नीचे bury हो गया, your animal and plant got buried in the soil, in the rocks, ठीक है? So if you see after millions of years, after thousands of years, you will see their bones present as it is, ठीक है, आपको उनका bones नजर आएगा, ठीक है. If you dig the rock, अगर आप soil के अंदर देखोगे, rocks के अंदर देखोगे, you will find their bones present. Either you will find their bones present or you will find like their impressions are present, है ना, वो छप जाते हैं, they got like stuck in the soil, so their impressions are present. So by seeing their impressions, by seeing their bones, you can know their structure, हमें उनका structure समझ आता है. So their parts which got buried for years, है ना, their parts like their bones, ठीक है, their markings, their impression which got buried for the years inside the rocks, inside the soil, these are called fossils, है ना. जब वो मर जाते हैं तो उनके bones रह जाते हैं, उनके impressions रह जाते हैं, उनका कोई body part रह जाता है under the rocks, under the soil, that is called fossil, ठीक है, that is known as fossil. बताओ समझ आया? Clear? Okay. So if fossils are not present, हो सकता है fossils are not present, है ना, we have not got their bones, हमें नहीं मिला उनका कोई part, right? Fossils are not there. So how we can do phylogenetic study? अगर fossils नहीं है तो हम phylogenetic study कैसे करेंगे? Then for the phylogenetic study we have other three branches, ठीक है, उसके अलावा we have other three branches. One is numerical taxonomy, ठीक है, एक क्या है? Numerical taxonomy, which is called phonetics. Now what happened in numerical taxonomy? ठीक है, what happened in numerical taxonomy? We give numbers, we give codes to each and every characters that we study, है ना, we study different characters and we give numbers, we give code to each and every characters, ठीक है. We study characters and characters पढ़ते हैं and उनका similarities and differences ठीक है, you study their similarity, you study their differences by assigning code to them, ठीक है, we assign code to them by assigning code or number to them, ठीक है. So you assign a code, you assign a number to different characters, ठीक है. Like you have a character hair color, ठीक है, you have a character which is hair color, you have different type of hair color, brown, red, orange, black, ठीक है. So you give different number to each hair color. Red hair color number 1, orange hair color number 2, black hair color number 3, white hair color number 4, ठीक है. So you give the numbers and it gets stored into the computer. वो सब computer में store हो जाता है. So now if you want to study any character, you can study them by using these numbers, ठीक है. You can study them by using these numbers. So you study the characters, similarities, differences by assigning code to them, ठीक है. हर characters को you used to assign a code, ठीक है, and feed into the computer. This information is stored in computer, ठीक है. All this information is stored in computer. सारी information जो है वो आपके कंप्यूटर में store हो जाती है, ठीक है. Now what is the advantage of this method? What is the advantage of this method? The advantage is we can study thousands of characters. We can study thousands of characters at same time, ठीक है, because we have already given number into the computer. आप कंप्यूटर में already numbering दे चुके हो, you have already stored the information inside the computer, so you can study thousands of characters, thousands of similarities at a time, ठीक है. आप एक बार में बहुत सारे characters की study कर सकते हो. You can study many characters at a time because it is done by computer, because computer इसको कर रहा है. समझ आ रहा है? आप बहुत सारे characters को एक साथ study कर सकते हो. Getting my point? You can study many characters at a time, ठीक है, because all the information is stored in computer and all features or all characters are given equal importance. हर character को equal importance दी जाती है. Each and every character is given equal importance. And you can study multiple characters at a time, ठीक है. You take multiple characters, feed the information into computer will give you the result. आपको manually नहीं करना है. You do not need to manually compare the results, है ना. Manually compare नहीं करना है. Computer will compare the result and computer can do the things very fast, right? So computer will compare the results. So you can study many characters at a time, right? We can study many characters at a time. बताओ ये समझ आया? Are we clear with numerical taxonomy? न्यूमेरिकल टेक्सोनॉमी समझ आया? इसमें किसी को डाउट है? बोलो. न्यूमेरिकल टेक्सोनॉमी समझ आया? Are we clear with numerical taxonomy? इसमें किसी को डाउट है? Anything that you have not understood? बोलो. न्यूमेरिकल टेक्सोनॉमी समझ आया कि नहीं? Write in the chat box. Are we clear with numerical taxonomy? Yes, others? Okay, others write in the chat box. Are we clear with this? Numerical taxonomy is clear. Have you noted it down? आप लोगों ने note down कर लिया है? So this is the first branch under phylogenetic system of classification. I have told you we will study 3 branches. This is the first branch, which is numerical taxonomy. The second and third branch we need to continue. So if I talk about the second branch, second is your cytotaxonomy, ठीक है, या फिर उसको karyotaxonomy भी कहते हैं. So this is the first branch. ये आपका पहला ब्रांच था जिसमें आप कोड्स या फिर नंबर असाइन कर रहे हो, ठीक है. इसके अलावा 2 और ब्रांच होती है, साइटो एंड कीमो, ठीक है. इसके अलावा यू हैव 2 more branches. One is साइटो and the second is कीमो. साइटोटैक्सोनॉमी और कैरियोटैक्सोनॉमी, ठीक है. साइटोटैक्सोनॉमी और कैरियोटैक्सोनॉमी. व्हाट वी डू इन दिस, इसमें हम कैसे कंपैरिजन करते हैं? इन साइटोटैक्सोनॉमी यू कंपेयर द क्रोमोसोम्स, ठीक है. इसमें हम क्रोमोसोम्स को स्टडी करते हैं. लाइक इफ यू वांट टू कंपेयर टू स्पीशीज, आपको दो स्पीशीज को कंपेयर करना है, यू वांट टू सी देयर इवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप, यू टेक स्पीशीज ए स्पीशीज बी एंड यू वांट टू सी देयर इवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप whether they are related to each other or not, you study their chromosomes. ठीक है, आप किसका स्टडी करोगे? You study about their chromosomes, chromosome structure, numbers, you can study chromosome structure, chromosome number, chromosome function. ठीक है, so basically you will study about their chromosome. If you want to compare two organisms, that whether they belong, that whether they are related or not, they have same evolutionary history or not, you can study their chromosomes. हम उनका क्या स्टडी करते हैं? क्रोमोसोम स्टडी करते हैं. This is called cytotaxonomy. This is it in cytotaxonomy. Cytotaxonomy समझ आया? So cytotaxonomy में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We are only studying about their chromosomes. हम उनके chromosomes के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं. बताओ ये समझ आया? This is all for phylogenetic relationship. ये सब कुछ हम evolutionary relationship के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं. To know their evolutionary relationship, either you study their fossils, या तो आप उनके fossils पढ़ लो. But if fossils are not there, you can use numerical taxonomy, you can use cytotaxonomy, and the third is chemotaxonomy. पहले ये बताओ, ये समझ आया? साइटोटैक्सोनॉमी समझ आया? यस. ओके, नाउ लास्ट वन इज थर्ड वन. कीमोटैक्सोनॉमी. In chemotaxonomy we study chemical constituents, we study their chemicals. ठीक है, we study chemical constituents of plant cells. You take plant cells and you study about their chemicals. ठीक है, you study about their chemicals. There are two type of chemicals in plants. ठीक है, plants के अंदर दो तरह के chemicals होते हैं. एक होते हैं primary metabolites, एक होते हैं secondary metabolites. That we will discuss in biomolecules. ठीक है, in biomolecule you will study there are two types of chemicals. There are two types of metabolites. Primary metabolites, secondary metabolites. ठीक है, so here we study secondary metabolites. ठीक है, we study secondary metabolites. Why secondary metabolites? Because why secondary metabolites? Because primary metabolites means जो primary chemicals होते हैं, the primary metabolites are same in all plants. Are same in all plants. You take any plant, their primary metabolites will be same. ठीक है, you take any plant, their primary metabolite will be same. So we cannot make the comparison. To make the comparison, you use secondary metabolite. ठीक है, for doing the comparison, we use secondary metabolites because they are different in different plant species. है ना, वो अलग-अलग species में different होता है. They are different in different species. So then you can compare. Metabolites are chemicals. If I talk about primary metabolites like glucose, protein, amino acids, you cannot compare on basis of them because they are same in all the plant species. There are other chemicals which are present, resin, gums, aromatic compounds. These are secondary metabolites. So we use secondary metabolites for the comparison. बताओ ये समझ आया? ये समझ आया सभी को? ये क्लियर है? कीमोटैक्सोनॉमी समझ आया? सो हियर वी आर डन विद द बेसिस ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. यहाँ पे बेसिस ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन खत्म होता है. आर्टिफिशियल, नेचुरल एंड फाइलोजेनेटिक. बताओ यहाँ तक समझ आया? यहाँ तक किसी कोई डाउट है? डू वी हैव एनी डाउट स्टिल हियर? ये क्लियर है सभी को? यहाँ तक किसी कोई डाउट है? जल्दी बोलो, राइट इन द चैट बॉक्स. क्लियर है? नोट डाउन कर लिया सबने? हैव यू नोटेड ऑल द स्लाइड्स? कोई स्लाइड रह तो नहीं गया? हैव यू नोटेड ऑल द स्लाइड्स? अगेन मिस, विच वन? समझ में आ गया? ओके. दीपिका, विच वन शैल आई रिपीट? Deepika, which one shall I repeat again? chemotaxonomy. See what happened in chemotaxonomy, you study about their chemical compounds. ठीक है, you take plants and you study the chemicals present in them, है ना, you compare the chemicals. If two plants have same chemicals, they belong to same group. If two plants do not have same chemicals, they do not belong to same group. So we study chemicals present in them. ठीक है, now the plants have two type of chemicals in them. One is called primary metabolite, another is called secondary metabolite. We do not study primary metabolite. Why? Because primary metabolites are same in all the plants. ठीक है, they are present in all the plants. Because they are present in all the plants, all the species, we cannot compare. अगर वो सभी में present है तो आप comparison नहीं कर सकते ना. Primary metabolites मतलब glucose, amino acids, proteins सब में present होगा. You cannot compare. So we use secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites are the chemicals which are specific to different species. हर species के पास अलग secondary compound होता है. For example, their gums, resins, aromatic compound. Different plants produce different aromatic compound, right? So that is how you can compare different plants on basis of their chemicals, which are secondary metabolites. समझ आया? बोलो समझ में आया? ठीक है, now let us do a question on basis of this. After that we'll move forward in this chapter. ठीक है, we need to start with algae then. I am giving some statements. Tell me which ones are right, which ones are wrong, right? Right, true, false, true, false. Which one is true? Which ones are false? फटाफट से. True, false, true, false. Right, true, false, true, false. Which one is true? Which one is false? First, second, third, fourth. चारों के लिए. Which ones are true? Which ones are false? फटाफट से. Then I'll move forward. First option, vegetative and reproductive features are given equal importance in natural system. In cytotaxonomy, secondary metabolites are used. Phonetics is advantageous as many characters can be studied at a time. Artificial is more advantageous over natural system. Options. Which ones are true? Which ones are false? Everybody. These are very easy statements. फटाफट बताओ कौन कौन सी ट्रू है, कौन कौन सी फॉल्स है. लिखो in the chat box, people, which is true, which is false. Are we getting the statement? Statement समझ आ रही है कि नहीं आ रही? What is first statement? Vegetative and reproductive feature are given equal importance in natural system. The natural system that we studied. कौन सा था natural system? Where you are studying morphological characters also. You are studying क्या कहते हैं? You are studying reproductive characters also. Are we giving equal importance to both vegetative and sexual characters? Are we giving equal advantage or equal importance to both? कि यहाँ पे हम equal weightage दे रहे हैं. Are we giving equal weightage in natural system or we are studying them differently? Or we are studying them differently? Equal weightage दिया जाता है क्या? नहीं, false. You are not giving equal weightage in natural system. Why? Because in natural system, we are studying external feature also. We are studying internal features also. So we are studying them differently, right? We are not giving them equal importance. समझ रहे हो? Natural में you are seeing external features also. You are seeing internal feature also. आप external भी देख रहे हो, आप internal भी देख रहे हो. So you are not giving equal weightage to them. समझ आया फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट? आवाज नहीं आ रही? Am I not audible? Everybody, am I not audible? Am I not audible? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Write in the chat box. Am I not audible? Audible ना? Okay. Fine. All right. So this is false. First statement समझ आया? Have you understood first statement? That how it is false? Because if you remember in artificial system, this happens in artificial system. In artificial system, we give equal importance, equal weightage to vegetative and reproductive. है ना? Equal weightage किसमें देते थे? Artificial system में. Coming to second, cytotaxonomy में secondary metabolites. Do we study secondary metabolites in cytotaxonomy? False. We study chromosomes. ठीक है? In this you will study chromosomes. क्या स्टडी करते हैं? क्रोमोसोम स्टडी करते हैं. समझ आया? Are we clear with this? सेकेंड क्लियर हुआ? सेकेंड वाला बताते जाओ. समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं? लेट मी नो whether you are getting this or not. These two statements, are these clear? First and second, are these first and second statements clear? लिखो, write in the chat box. Are these two statements clear to you? Yes, others? Not just one student. I want answers from everybody. क्या ये दोनों statements clear हुई कि नहीं? बोलो. Yes, okay. चलो, third, phonetics means numerical taxonomy is advantageous as many characters can be studied at a time. Correct. In numerical taxonomy, many characters, hundreds of characters can be studied at a time. So this is true. Very good. Last, artificial is more advantageous. No, artificial is not more advantageous. Natural is more advantageous. So this is false. ठीक है? I hope these statements are clear. चारों statement clear हुआ? कोई है जिसे को नहीं समझ आया? Is there any statement that you have not understood? बताओ. Is there any statement that you have not understood? समझ आया? Is it clear? Clear है कि नहीं? चलो, moving forward. Now we will be studying the different divisions of plant kingdom: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm. All right. Before moving with them, okay, there are some words, there are some things that we need to know before starting them. Okay. So I'll be explaining you those points. Okay. पहले हम वो चीजें समझ लेते हैं क्या है. Then we will move forward with the groups, right? Okay. So in each and every group, you will study that this body is haploid, this plant is haploid, the plant is diploid, है ना? Their main stage is haploid, their main stage is diploid, there is gametophyte, there is sporophyte. ठीक है? So these things we gonna, like, you will listen in all of the groups various times. ठीक है? आप हर group में पढ़ोगे about gametophyte, about sporophyte, and whether they are haploid, they have haploid plant body, they have diploid plant body. So let us understand what does that mean. ठीक है? पहले समझ लेते हैं उसका क्या मतलब है. देखो, there are two stages in every plant. ठीक है? In all the plants, in all type of plants, ठीक है? You study any type of plant, there are two stages of life. In all the plants, there are two stages of life. ठीक है? In all types of plant, there are two stages of life. Which are two stages? One is gametophyte. One is gametophyte and the other is sporophyte. ठीक है? One is gametophyte and the other is sporophyte. So there are two stages of life. है ना? पूरा life cycle होता है. There are two major stages in the life of every plant. You take any plant, whether it is algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, ठीक है? Take any plant, they have two stages in their life. One is gametophytic stage, one is sporophytic stage. Now what is the difference? देखो, gametophyte stage is always haploid, right? The gametophyte stage of the plant life cycle is always haploid and the sporophyte stage is always diploid. ठीक है? Gametophyte stage is always haploid and sporophyte stage is always diploid. I think and I hope it is clear to you what is haploid and diploid. Haploid और diploid clear है सबको? Are we clear with what is haploid and diploid? ये तो सबको clear होगा कि haploid क्या है, diploid क्या है. बहुत बार explain कर चुकी हूँ. I have explained you multiple times. Are we clear with this? What is haploid and what is diploid? Everybody. Are we clear with what is haploid and what is diploid? लिखो, write in the chat box. Are we clear with what is haploid and what is diploid? Yes or no? Haploid, diploid clear है कि नहीं? What do we mean by haploid and diploid condition? क्या होता है haploid और diploid? Please write in the chat box. What is haploid and what is diploid? What is haploid and what is diploid? जल्दी बताओ, क्या मतलब होता है haploid diploid का? N means haploid, 2N means diploid. What do we mean by this? क्या मतलब है haploid और diploid का? What is haploid and what is diploid? Anybody? Haploid containing one set of chromosomes from one parent. Very good. ठीक है? Haploid means when you have only one set of chromosome. ठीक है? If your body, if your cells contain only one set of chromosome, then you are haploid. But if your cells contain both the set of chromosome, means the pair of chromosomes, then you are diploid. For example, in humans, you have total 46 chromosomes. ठीक है? We have total 46 chromosomes and this is diploid condition. ठीक है? We have 46 chromosomes and this is diploid condition. but if we are haploid, ठीक है, if any cell is haploid you will have 23 chromosome, ठीक है, in haploid cells you will have 23 chromosome, ठीक है. So it is about the number of chromosome. If you have double number of chromosome means if you have a pair of chromosome then it is diploid, but if you have only one set of chromosome then it is haploid. समझ आया? Haploid और diploid समझ आया? What is haploid and what is diploid? जल्दी बोलो, समझ आया? What is haploid and what is diploid? ठीक है. So gametophyte stage is always haploid, means they will only contain one set of chromosome, and saprophyte stage is always diploid. Now what happens from gametophyte stage? In gametophyte is a body, right? So in the life cycle, आप पूरा life cycle देखो plant का, there is one part which is called gametophyte, ठीक है. Now what happens in gametophyte? Mitosis will take place. Mitosis will take place and it will produce gametes, ठीक है. Mitosis will take place, it will produce gametes, either male gamete or female gamete, ठीक है. Gametes are also haploid, ठीक है. Gametes are also haploid. Now what happens in sporophyte? In their life cycle there is a stage gametophyte, हमने पढ़ लिया. Then comes a stage called sporophyte, ठीक है. There is a stage called sporophyte. What happens in sporophyte? Meiosis will take place, ठीक है. Sporophyte में क्या होता है? Meiosis will take place, ठीक है. After meiosis, we know after meiosis number of chromosome reduces to half, ठीक है. Meiosis में क्या होता है? Number of chromosome half होते हैं. For example, if its sporophyte has 20 chromosome, ठीक है. अगर इसके sporophyte में 20 chromosome थे, after meiosis it will produce spores, ठीक है. Meiosis हुआ, it will produce spores. If sporophyte had 20 chromosomes, right? If sporophyte had 20 chromosomes, how many chromosomes are present in spores? बताओ, अगर sporophyte में 20 chromosomes थे, तो spores में कितने chromosomes होंगे? How many chromosomes are present in spores? Write in the chat box. If the sporophyte had 20 chromosomes, then how many chromosomes are present in spores? Remember, meiosis has taken place, ठीक है. Meiosis हुआ है. So from 20 chromosomes, how many chromosomes will be present in spores? जल्दी बताओ. How many chromosomes will be present in spores? Write in the chat box. Will spore contain 20 chromosomes, 10 chromosomes, 40 chromosomes? कितना होगा? 20, 10 और 40. How many chromosomes will be present in spores? Either it is 10, 20 or 40. What will be the answer? How many chromosomes will be there? What happens after meiosis? Yes, correct. 10 chromosomes. ठीक है. In spores, there will be 10 chromosomes. Why? Because meiosis has taken place. What happens after meiosis? Reduction in chromosomes, right? What happens after meiosis? Reduction in chromosome number. ठीक है. There will be reduction in chromosome number. Chromosome reduces to half. ठीक है. जितना भी chromosome होगा, it reduces to half. In mitosis, it remains same, right? Mitosis में chromosome number remains same. That is why it was haploid and gametes are also haploid, है ना? Gametophyte was haploid, gamete is also haploid because mitosis has taken place. But here meiosis has taken place. If your sporophyte was diploid, your spores will be haploid. ठीक है? अगर sporophyte diploid होगा, spores will be haploid, right? These spores will be haploid. Now see what will happen. देखो, if I talk about their life cycle, there was a stage called gametophyte. ठीक है, एक stage था gametophyte, which was a haploid stage. It undergo mitosis, उसमें mitosis हुआ, then we got the gametes. ठीक है, gametes मिला. What will happen? This gametes will fuse together, है ना? ये दोनों गैमीट्स क्या करेंगे? These gametes will fuse together. You have a male gamete, you have a female gamete. Both the gametes will fuse together. ठीक है, दोनों का फ्यूजन हुआ. You will have a zygote. ठीक है, gametes will fuse together. You will have a zygote. This zygote will produce a sporophyte. ठीक है, this zygote will develop, it will get mature and it will produce your sporophyte. ठीक है, तो zygote के बाद sporophyte मिलेगा. Then meiosis हुआ, spore बने. The spores will again germinate into gametophyte. ठीक है, the spores will germinate and you will get the gametophyte. This is the complete life cycle of a plant. ठीक है, you talk about any plant, whether it is algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm or even angiosperm. ठीक है, you talk about any plant, this is the general life cycle. Gametophyte, gametes, they will fuse, zygote will be formed, it will produce sporophyte, sporophyte will give you spores, these spores will germinate and you get a gametophyte again. ठीक है, this is the general life cycle of each and every plant, right? So gametophyte is a haploid plant body, sporophyte it is a diploid plant body. ठीक है, तो difference क्या है? gametophyte haploid plant body होता है और sporophyte diploid plant body होता है. ठीक है, this is the general life cycle. अब you talk about any group, अगर हम algae पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है, you need to know whether the algae has a main plant body of gametophyte. ठीक है, what is the main plant body? Either it is a gametophyte or it is a sporophyte. So whenever I say gametophyte या sporophyte, you should understand what does I mean, right? कभी भी gametophyte बोलेंगे या sporophyte की बात करेंगे, आपको समझ आना चाहिए कि किस बारे में बात हो रही है. ठीक है, so in every plants, algae में, bryophytes में, pteridophytes में, either they have a gametophyte as main plant body और they have a sporophyte as a main plant body. ठीक है, दोनों में से कोई एक होता है, या तो gametophyte रहता है मेन या तो sporophyte रहता है. ठीक है, आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. बताओ, ये क्लियर हुआ? इसमें किसी को डाउट है? डू वी हैव एनी डाउट्स इन दिस? देखो इसको बताओ, इसमें कोई डाउट्स है? बोलो, डू वी हैव एनी डाउट्स इन दिस और इज इट क्लियर? शैल आई रिपीट? पहले हो गया था. क्लियर? Others, are we clear with this? Shall I move forward? बताओ, फटाफट लिखो. क्लियर हुआ कि नहीं? Is it clear? Have you noted it down? Understood? Okay. चलो, any have you people noted it down? लिख लिया? Shall I move to next slide? ठीक है, so these are the two main plant body. ठीक है, a gametophytic stage, a sporophytic stage. Other than this, okay, one more thing, whether it is unicellular or multicellular. ठीक है, there is one more difference about being unicellular, multicellular. See, gametophyte or sporophyte, they both are a part of plant body. ठीक है, मतलब कि life cycle का part है. They both are multicellular. This is also multicellular because this is complete plant body. ये पूरा एक plant body है, ये भी multicellular है and sporophyte is also multicellular. ठीक है, they both are multicellular. Okay. Now, other than this, you will hear two more things, that is tracheophytes. There are some plants which are known as tracheophytes and the others are known as non-tracheophytes. ठीक है, there are some plants which are tracheophytes and other are non-tracheophytes. Tracheophyte means that contain, ठीक है, tracheophytes are those plants that contain your vascular bundles. ठीक है, or vascular tissue. Those plants that contain vascular tissues. What are vascular tissues? Which are two vascular tissue a plant possess? कौन कौन से vascular tissue होते हैं plant के अंदर? What is the name of vascular tissue that a plant possess? कौन कौन से वेस्कुलर टिश्यू होते हैं प्लांट्स में, बताओ। विच वेस्कुलर टिश्यू अ प्लांट पोजेस? यू मस्ट हैव स्टडीड दिस इन स्टैंडर्ड 9th, राइट? कौन कौन से वेस्कुलर टिश्यू प्रेजेंट होते हैं प्लांट्स के अंदर? व्हाट डू वी हैव? जाइलम एंड फ्लोएम, राइट? So some plants, yes, correct. Good. Okay. So some plants, they contain vascular tissues and some does not contain. ठीक है? So those plants which contain vascular tissue, which contain xylem and phloems, they are called tracheophytes. In this, you have three types: bryophytes. ठीक है? Bryophytes contain xylem, phloem. Then we have gymnosperms. ठीक है? Bryophytes है, gymnosperm है, and you have angiosperm. ठीक है? Gymnosperm and then you have angiosperm. ठीक है? So these three are tracheophytes. इसके अलावा other than this, algae and bryophytes. ठीक है? Algae and bryophytes, they do not contain vascular bundles. ठीक है? Algae और bryophytes, they do not contain vascular bundle. Only sorry, this is pteridophyte. Pteridophyte. Okay, so pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms, right? Pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms, they contain vascular bundle. ठीक है? They have vascular bundle for the transportation of water and food, but algae and bryophytes, they do not contain your vascular bundles. So these are some general things that you need to understand before starting the different divisions. ठीक है? इसके बाद we'll be starting from algae. ठीक है? After this we'll be starting from algae. यहाँ तक कुछ रह गया है? Anything is left till here? यहाँ तक सब कुछ कवर हो गया? कोई स्लाइड रह तो नहीं गया? बोलो, यहाँ तक नोट डाउन कर लिया है? यहाँ तक सब कुछ नोट डाउन कर लिया है? Do you want to see any slide? Done, understood? ठीक है, सो हियर वी आर डन विद द बेसिक्स ऑफ प्लांट किंगडम. ठीक है, प्लांट किंगडम का बेसिक कर लिया है, टाइप ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन हो गया. ठीक है, एंड द सम टर्म्स दैट वी गोना यूज इन प्लांट किंगडम वी हैव done that, right? इसके बाद we will start with the first division, that is algae. ठीक है, we'll start with the first division, that is algae. Algae are the most simplest type of plant. ठीक है, your algae are the most simplest type of plant. ठीक है, अगर हम प्लांट्स की बात करते हैं, प्लांट्स के अंदर सबसे सिंपलेस्ट टाइप ऑफ प्लांट्स आर एल्गीज. ठीक है, दीज आर द मोस्ट सिंपलेस्ट टाइप एंड दे हैव अ थैलॉइड लाइक बॉडी. ठीक है, दे हैव अ थैलॉइड लाइक बॉडी. व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय थैलॉइड लाइक बॉडी? मींस यू मस्ट हैव सीन प्लांट्स. आपने प्लांट्स देखे होंगे, दे आर इरेक्ट. ठीक है, ऐसे स्ट्रेट होते हैं. ठीक है, दे आर इरेक्ट. But algae, they are not erect. They have a horizontal body. ठीक है, this is a water surface और उसके ऊपर horizontally present होता है, right? Algae is present horizontally. They do not have a erect body part. उनका कोई stem नहीं है, roots नहीं है, leaves नहीं है, right? So they have a thalloid-like body. Simpler. ठीक है, very simpler type body, not erect. ठीक है, their body is not erect. Very simpler thalloid-like body. ठीक है, and they do not possess. They do not possess or have what? True stem, root and leaf. If you have seen algae, अगर आपने algae देखा होगा, उनके पास ना ही true roots होते हैं, neither they have stems nor they have leaves, right? ना ही stems होते हैं, root नहीं होता, leaf नहीं होता. ठीक है, very simple thalloid like body होता है, horizontal body रहेगा, present on water. ठीक है, so therefore no stem, no root, no leaf. Okay, and what if I talk about their habitat? ठीक है, What is their habitat? Where you can find algae? What is their habitat? Are they aquatic or they are terrestrial? कैसे होते हैं algae? Are they aquatic or they are terrestrial? कैसे हैं बताओ? Algae are aquatic or they are terrestrial? Where you can find algae? Aquatic है या terrestrial है? What is it? Algae are aquatic or they are terrestrial? Aquatic found in moist habitat. Very good. ठीक है. Habitat अगर हम देखें, so they are aquatic. ठीक है. They are generally aquatic means where the water is present, right? Aquatic होते हैं. You can find them in fresh water. You can find them in fresh water, in marine water. ठीक है. They are available in fresh water, marine water, and also brackish water. ठीक है. They are also present in brackish water. What do we mean by brackish water? Brackish क्या है? देखो, fresh water means जिसमें salinity कम है, less amount of salt is present. Marine water means excess of salt is present, बहुत ज्यादा salt present है. Brackish क्या होता है? Where your fresh water mixes with marine water. ठीक है. The water where fresh water and marine water get mixed together. जब दोनों type of water mix हो जाते हैं, then you get brackish water. So at each type of water, whether it is fresh, whether it is marine, whether it is brackish, आपको हर जगह algae मिलेगा. ठीक है. Either it could be aquatic or on moist land. ठीक है. कोई ऐसा land है जो moist है, moist soil means थोड़ा सा भी moisture present होना चाहिए, है ना? There should be some amount of water present. थोड़ा सा भी moisture होगा, there you can find your algae. ठीक है. आज यहीं तक रखते हैं. Yes, river, water, sea water. ठीक है. यहाँ तक लिख लो. यहाँ तक कुछ doubt है तो write in the chat box. If you have any doubt still here, please write in the chat box. I hope everything is clear till here. कुछ भी doubt है तो chat box में लिखो. If you want to ask something, write in the chat box. And I hope you people have noted down everything. सब कुछ नोट डाउन कर लिया है फटाफट से. सब कुछ नोट डाउन कर लिया है और अगर कुछ डाउट्स है तो चैट बॉक्स में लिखो. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, write in the chat box. Done. So we are done with the basic classification of algae. ठीक है. Basic points देख लिए algae के. From next class we will move forward with the algae. ठीक है. Next class से algae करेंगे. The types of algae. ठीक है. Brown, red and green algae. Right? उनके features. We'll do the comparative study. सबके बीच में comparisons करेंगे. ठीक है. And then we'll move to bryophytes and pteridophytes. ठीक है. I hope classification सबको समझ आ गया है. And the basic like general features of algae. ठीक है. After this, I'll meet you in next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye. And if you have any doubts, please write in the chat box. ठीक है. Thank you. Good evening. See you all in next class. Bye bye.